20 monks walking 2,300 miles in what they're characterizing as a walk for peace on this New Year's week. Today, they're making their way through Metro Atlanta, where hundreds have gathered to greet them. Let's get out to Fox 5's Doug Evans on Monk Watch this afternoon in Fayette County. Doug joins us now live. Doug, what is this walk all about?
Yeah, let me correct one thing that you said there, Tom. It wasn't hundreds, it was actually thousands. They'd gotten hundreds before today. Now their crowd is in the thousands. Let me show you some video of today as the monks made their way through Trilith in Fayette County today. They started off from Sharpsburg, that's in Coweta County, made their way through Fayette County, Peachtree City, and then to Trilith, where, as I said, thousands greeted them today in their walk for peace. Tom asked the question, what's it about? They're promoting world peace and healing in our country as well, and they're going to make their case in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital, and they're doing that by walking from their monastery in Fort Worth, Texas, all the way to the Capitol. They expect to get there sometime in February. And the crowd here was just amazing. I mean, just so energized. People with signs, people with children, people with their dogs, and they're walking with a dog, a quite famous dog, made famous by this walk, a stray dog that they picked up in India at some point. So let's hear from some of the people that participated or were here in the crowd today.
Oh, I'm here to see the monks today.
Why?
Oh, because I believe in peace, and as a Christian and as a person who believes in peace and people all coming together, I think it's so important for the monks to walk and for us to support them, because it's reminiscent of the civil rights movement and everything that happened before, and we need peace and we need joy together.
What do you think of the crowd?
It's amazing. I am so glad so many people have come out and are bearing the cold for this.
All right, so this story has been playing on Fox 5 and fox5.com all weekend long. I can tell you that it's the #1 trending story on our webpage this weekend, by far surpassing everything else that we've covered throughout the weekend. So it is certainly something that is gaining momentum, Tom. From here, they go to Morrow, and that's where the monks will spend the night and then continue on through North Georgia tomorrow.
Well, it's a noble cause, walking for peace, especially during this time of year, Doug. I mean, we just came out of the Christmas week. Now we're in New Year's week. And so if you're going to talk about timing, it's perfect for them to be doing this walk at this particular time. And, you know, we were sort of gathering that hundreds of folks were out there, but you're right. I mean, the streets are lined with what looks like literally thousands of people as these monks make their trek. It's really impressive to see, but I guess they're just inspiring a whole lot of people.
Yeah, and I think that the story is playing out in the media and social media as well. I talked to people who came from all over Metro Atlanta today. These aren't Fayette County folks at all. Most of them, I think, came from all over Metro Atlanta and came out here from as far away as places like Lawrenceville today. Got here at 7 in the morning, and let me tell you, it was chilly and cold out here. The wind's blowing like crazy, and so they stayed out here like they were expecting, a championship football team or something. It was a crazy, crazy crowd, and they seemed to enjoy themselves immensely. The monks themselves seemed very, very grateful, very humble, of course, and seemed very, very grateful for the turnout. In fact, one of them said to the crowd, "This is the largest crowd that we have seen." They started quietly in Texas, didn't get a lot of coverage. No one knew that they were out there. They were just making their way across the Southwest and into the Southeast, and all of a sudden there was an accident, a terrible, horrible accident in which one of the monks was hit by a car and then later had to have a leg amputated.
Oh, boy.
That made the news. And so the monks then made the news, and then their story made the news, and then it just started to snowball from there, and it just gets bigger and bigger as they get closer to Atlanta now.
Yeah, and I believe we're looking at some video here of one of the monks in a wheelchair. Presumably that is the victim of that accident. It's horrible to hear, but inspirational at the same time. You know, you might have mentioned this already, or perhaps you don't know, as I multitask up here on the streaming set, but these monks will wind up where at the conclusion of their trek?
They'll wind up in the nation's capital. They'll wind up in Washington, D.C. They're also taking this opportunity to teach a little bit too. So they held what would be a traditional blessing for them, and then they talked to the crowd about mindfulness. That's a hot topic these days, right?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of apps for mindfulness, but it comes from Buddhism, and so it's something that's close to their hearts and minds, and no pun there, but they talk to them about mindfulness, also talk to the crowd about the simplicity of life, not to find your joy and happiness in belongings, but in simplicity, which is not a bad message, really. So I think that the people here were genuinely excited to see them in a way that kind of caught me off guard, I have to admit. I was excited to cover the story, but I wasn't. I was a little surprised when I pulled up and saw the crowd. It was like reminiscent of Atlanta United and winning the championship that first year.
Yeah, as you say, like a championship parade, but it is understandable as you talk about their message of peace, and especially in this chaotic world that we're living in right now. It's a welcome sight to see this message of faith and unity and togetherness and perseverance, by the way, on the part of these monks who are, as you mentioned, making their way up to Washington, D.C. by way of the metro Atlanta area. Doug Evans, great perspective from there. Doug, thanks.